Oh, it didn't play. Well, hey, everybody. I have this other intro. I know I need to blend them together. So I don't have a lot of time today, but some cool stuff I woke up to today happened during my sleep cycle. And let's just get into it here. So if you haven't noticed, let me make this big. This happened today. This is the weekly. This is the daily. It didn't quite make 50 cents. This is XRP, and this is the 12-hour. It was just doing its thing, right? I think I got out somewhere around here automatically in the middle of the night, right about there on my bot. And then it meandered down, but it didn't meander down far enough. A lot of times these things will spike down and then do this. And it just launched. This is bam, it launched. Notice, when you hear me talk about how you can't rely on the patterns here. Well, here's an example. Oh, we're gonna cycle on down, and bam. Although here on the daily, it kind of looked like it was could have started changing to cycle down, and then bam. Over here, we've been trending on a downtrend. All the analysts, it's going down. We're concerned it's in a whatever death channel, blah, 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 blah. And then bam. Now, could this candle reverse and go red? Yes, it could. It's got 5 days left. This is 2 days into the candle. All right. So, as one time, I wish I would have had just let it ride till I woke up because that would have been a nice win. But it's okay because those things, as you know, don't happen all the time. And we're here to create wealth reliably. So we got to update the spreadsheet. So let's bring it up here. Now, I already did this when I saw this happening. During my sleep cycle, I updated this. So I've got $52.47 left before completion of mission one. Now, had I had a higher range on this, had I just let it ride, we would probably be partway on to mission two today. Yeah, I miss stuff like that sometimes. And part of the reason why I missed it was because I just wanted to complete the cycle, right? And move on to the next cycle. And I had no idea it was going to do that. I thought it might continue to trend up. I knew it wanted to test 40. I didn't realize it was going to leap up to test 50, but that's sort of leaping happens in crypto. So let's bring up the bot spreadsheet here and let's fill in our cycle completion. Oh, I had another bot with Ether scalp $58.58. Wow. 5.86% ROI in how many days? How long did it take? Did it tell me? This is when I should have like the background music going. I'm just curious. 2 days, 4 hours and 5 minutes. So what is it? That's 2.75% ROI per day. That's not bad. A little bit more funds on that one than this. If you run the numbers, I was playing with $1,000 bot on that one. I moved $2,500 in to do a active trade, which I talked about, I think, yesterday. I nailed it down except for I forgot that KuCoin has an offset. You hear about arbitrage between exchanges. Well, KuCoin has an offset with Binance. Anyway, Binance moved higher than KuCoin did, and so my exit didn't get trapped within the first 6 minutes as I had planned. The plan worked. It's like it's been a while since I've done high trading things. But on the other side of the coin, I was only point 0.1 ETH. It was just test trades. I know I teach everyone point 0.01 ETH, but I moved $2,500 in there to play with. Wow, David, you're talking about $5. What are you moving 2,500? Because for me, that's moving money into play with. For you getting started, $5 till you can double it reliably, right? But I'm really feeling the FOMO of completing this cycle with the bots and completing mission one, and then really looking at what I accomplished, what I did right, what I could have done better on, stuff like that, and then plan the next 10 to 20 missions using the sheet, right? All right, so let's get into filling out the data in the sheet. Now, this sheet's available to Patreon members. I'm not pushing Patreon members right now because I need to focus on some other things. Oh, I already said in the middle of the night while I was asleep, I set a trap for it, but it didn't dip this morning like it usually does. All right, so I have to go in to another section here to get the data. God, that's really nice. I mean, that bot made $30.39. And it did it in 1 day, 2 hours, and 27 minutes. It's actually did it we're gonna find out exactly what it was, because I think it was less than 24 hours. Alright, so here, let me put some music on while I talk to myself and enter the sheet. I know that's boring. I don't want chill. We want a little bit of up. Should we do some hip hop? Or for these I don't think we've done the hip hop. Let's do some hip hop background music while I enter in the sheet, and then we will wrap. All right. And I should have grabbed my reading glasses, but I think I left them at my work, so I need a little bit more light. All right. I know this is like it's hard for me to talk and type at the same time and have it actually mean anything, but the hardest part is really gonna be putting in the time. And why am I putting in the time? Because I wanna know how long I was running the bot. You probably don't need to do that if you don't care about that data, but I'm trying to create a system here for myself, which I'm sharing with all of you. Well, actually, of course, I'm sure you guys could create this based on what you're seeing. If you're that broke that you can't support this channel by becoming a $5 a month Patreon person, then please just start with the $5, learn this thing, and then when you complete mission 20, you owe me 6.6% of the results of that as your way of saying thank you and burdening you with that. And then I expect you to be a good steward with that empowerment and make the world a better place. Yeah. And part of that is by getting somebody to do what you know how to do. You learned from me. It's the big DDTC thing, by the way. All right. What was the leverage on this? Back to, I think this was a 6x leverage. Did 42 trades during the day. That's kind of cool. Yep, 6x. That's grid profits was $5.44. I've been noticing grid profits for the most part show up to be about a third. In this case, it was about actually less than that of the trading profits, which is good. That means I'm getting better at assessing the chart stuff. Just $25. The profits was $30.39. Man, this would have probably been $100 profit today if I would have just let it ride. I know. I always have. You have to get used to feeling regret because the market is always going to be one step ahead of you, unless I guess you're a whale and you have access to some of the insider information, or you're moving the markets. So my percentage, see. So the reason why I have this APR here is this tells me how, am I getting better? That's the reason why I have this here. I'm not letting the bot run, and the bot's not going to do this well across the year because the market doesn't move like this consistently, right? It averages every day, right? So this one here where we got out on the 17th, right? I set a trap. It took 3 days before it activated. Why did it take 3 days before it activated? It was the weekend, life, it didn't dip as far as I thought it was going to dip, right? So this is literally hosed my average today. I'm less than goal. My average per cycle is going up, but my average per day since I started this mission has gone down. It was like 2 point something. So if I would have let this ride, I probably would have corrected that. My average per day would have gone up. So am I whining? Just a little bit. So what does this mean? So we got 1.6%. We're dealing with reality, right? And I wasn't going to do a broadcast today, and I can't stay on for more than a couple more minutes, but this is just going out to YouTube because I'm gonna continue to do these as the cycle's complete, right? All right, so explore missions. Where's my sheet? All right, I clicked on the wrong one. So 1.60%. Right, so it's going to take us 44 days to complete mission 1, provided I gain. So I'm doing a lot better than that. What day are we on now? What's the day today? Oh, it's equinox. It's the day of spring. I'd shout out to the Princess of Spring, but now there's princesses of spring out there that are worthy of the title. The person I'm thinking of is worthy of the title too. She just seems to have forgotten. So this is where all right. I obviously need to do something else here, right? So February 21st is today, right? And we're supposed to be at $279.38. And instead, we're like here. So, yeah, I think, we might get this finished early. But what I'm saying? This is based on the averages, right? And it is what it is. But let's say it takes me a whole 44 days, March 30th, to complete this. Well, what do? I take those real numbers, right? Basically 44 days. 44 days to complete the cycle. Let's say it takes that. We're going to do with actual. Once mission 1 is completed, I'm going to put that actual cycle number here, regardless of averages, is kind of what actually happened, right? But based on projecting, we're going to cross the $1 million mark in July 27th, 2015. 12 missions. Not a bad plan. If I go on to mission 20, I just keep doing it. I wonder if I will have liquidity issues depending on this. I probably have to switch to Bitcoin somewhere around here. I might have to. But then again, it's a bot, so I don't know. We'll see. You have to start worrying about liquidity when you start doing larger trades. And I will always be annoyed that I, as a U.S. citizen, have been kicked off the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, as have everyone else, after somebody got elected, which from the party that's supposed to be pro freedom and pro business and less government, the fact that after they took power, they kind of enticed Binance to kick all U.S. citizens off is very annoying. All right, enough whining. So here we are. Now, based on the fact that I'm completing these missions probably faster, at a faster pace, like I'm almost done with this before March 30th, it's very conceivable that I might complete these missions, especially if we go into a bull run, sooner. Mission 1 is almost done. And I always do a mission 1 whenever I switch asset class. This is the first time I've done it with This is a process that I began teaching over a year ago, actually almost 2 years now, as a way of starting. Let's find out where you are at with this type of trading. And then there's another type of trading. So there's 2 types of trading. Well, now I'm adding bots to that training concept. Same golf swing, same cycle, same type of track. The spreadsheet was just modified a little bit for bots. I have a spreadsheet like this that I want to use for what I use for active trading, which I actually have to find it and I think update it with a couple of things and start using it. But I find it's kind of stressful to try to. Bots are not a big deal. I can track multiple bots. So the evolution of this strategy is to create portfolio bots that are simply managed, just doing their thing and doing the cycles. Right now, I'm kind of doing a hybrid with bots to see if it's possible. And I'm concluding that it is possible because last month we've had like a variety of different markets. Today, yeah, it would have been great if I would hopped a ride on that train, but you know what? I'm more interested in what can I do all the time, regardless of what the market's doing, right? If I can hop a train ride or a rocket launch, I'll take it, right? But a lot of times I'll miss those unless I'm active trading. If I'm active trading, I'm right there. I'm seeing it happen. I'll just, I'll take like I'll get to even out and I'll let the rest ride. And then when I see it wavering, I'll get out. I see it launching forward, I'll hop back in. It's called momentum trading. It's a little bit different mindset. Here's the problem with momentum trading. Eventually the momentum stops and people want profit. All right. So I'm really excited about it. Get it done. I almost know what people want. So what do we got here? Yeah, it didn't even, it went sideways instead of dipping. Look at this. This is the 5 second. Usually it cycles up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's really not. It is. I could run the numbers on this. I have to create a spreadsheet because I'm used to thinking in terms of Ethereum and Bitcoin. I'm not used to dealing with this. I'm very excited for XRP. Shout out to them. Close to winning. This is the rumor that they're about to win the SEC thing. I might throw together a couple $1,000 Infinity bot and just let it ride. I wish I would have done that. I thought about doing that yesterday. I should have, but it's okay. It's a non-leverage thing. I wish I had an Infinity futures bot. That would be cool. All right, buddy. This is all I got for today. I've got a scheduled class coming up here that I need to shut down. Oh, I don't have to go. Hold on one second while I send. All right, this my life happening in real time. So if you didn't watch or tune into the stream yesterday, I told everyone I was going to. What is Diana? She's trying to watch something this morning. I'll have to log into one of all of our accounts. That's the security that I teach. Well, I live that. I don't talk about it. What's Ethereum doing? Ethereum's above 1,800. Oh, I should probably talk about this. I got a little extra time. We'll do a little bonus show, but let's just play the disclaimer here. Oh, I'm back. Remind me, I was clearing out my text message. Today's my Monday. I have to go to work today. And I had a consulting session yesterday, and I wanted to do it. I wanted to hire this consulting team, but I'm not willing to pull $11,000 out of the market to do it. So I am thinking, I spent the night thinking about, well, what do I want to do? Well, I got $100 in a 200x trading account, which I haven't even tested that exchange. I thought, well, how many missions would it take me to, to $11,000? It's 7, and we're about to launch into a. Well, they've already, news media has said, oh, we're in the bull market, right? Yeah, I don't trust the news. So this is Ethereum here at the top. Wait a second, I want to go back here, XRP. Let's see what the news was. Let's see if there's a reason for this. Oh, should make it big. Price extended its gains on March 21st, rising 21% in the last few hours. Rallies as Bitcoin recaptures 20. Okay, so Bitcoin, this is the bull run. So they're saying, man, if Bitcoin stays above 2,800, we're bull run. So everyone's excited about that. Look at that. This is crazy. Rally 2% intraday trading. So when you see something like 1%, 2% intraday trading, right? At 100x trade, and I don't recommend that you go all in at 100x. I recommend you learn ratios of, depending on the size of the account I'm trading with, it could be as little as I'm trading with 1/3 of the account. That's crazy, dude. That's 33%. You're never supposed to trade more than 10% of your account in one trade. Well, I have my own trading rules. They also tell you to create your own trading rules, right? So, yeah, that's a riskier kind of thing. But my formula is different. I don't accept 52% or a 48% failure rate, right? I accept 100% success rate, and I have a plan for that. I have a method for doing it that way. Do I understand the other way of doing it? Yeah. Should I do it that way every once in a while? Yeah, well, sometimes I have. Seldom, but I have. And those are usually extreme situations. And I'm kind of, one of the things is to stay out of extreme situations. My other light's off. Why is my other light off? Hold on. Technology's not perfect, but let's see if that. I know I'm not wearing my headband today, so you can look at the Odin one. All right, so investors pin their hopes on Ripple winning its ongoing courtroom battle. So at the moment that is announced, right, we're probably going to see XRP skyrocket. Coinbase has already said that as soon as XRP wins, they're going to relist XRP in the United States. All the banks that rely on the fiat system, the ACH transfer system, and the SWIFT system for moving money around the world, XRP is literally going to F and put them out of business unless they kind of cut a deal. Maybe there's a deal being negotiated right now because they're like this old. Okay, would you? I mean, unless you're like Amish. Probably not riding around and going to work every day in a horse and buggy. Well, that's kind of how this SWIFT system is. It is a horse and buggy, fraught with fraud, old, out of date, crappy method of moving money around the world in a global market. XRP is like, it has all the compliance issues. I mean, not issues, but satisfactions. Only you can't defraud it. Yeah, it's a great project. I have an affinity for it because it was also the first cryptocurrency that I did a use case scenario for. I bought it after a lot of people became multimillionaires with it when it leaped up after its ICO. I wish I would have got in on the ICO. I'd be a multimillionaire today. It leaped up to 4 cents. That's when I got it. And then it proceeded to go up to like $2 and some cents for the next 30 days. And I didn't have much money at the time. And it was good. It made me a believer. Results do that to you, right? We're all, oh wow, We're gonna test 5 right now, and then is it gonna keep going or is it gonna crash? Love this. I wish I was in it. Yeah, people got their bots short and take profit. Yeah, I almost set a bot up. I knew it was gonna test. Whenever it projects up like this, it usually means that's where it's gonna go, and it's almost there. It's probably gonna touch 50 cents or go a little bit above, and then folks are gonna start selling off. That's my prediction. It could just blast through it though, keep going. And who knows what's gonna happen? Well, maybe whales with insider information that might be controlling this market right now. No, I don't know. The chart is a clue, but it doesn't always behave as you would expect it to. All right, I had an active trade, so that's kind of cool. I'm not going to go through my other trade where I got, well, $58. That's right. That other bot, I'm kind of doing a test because I'm doing another approach using bots. Bots are safe with active trading. It's less focused for me. So if you haven't heard, I've kind of had this impairment thing on COVID, especially past. I had a hard time juggling, but what if I could get $100 a day going using a bot, roughly? It's great revenue. That could place someone's income. That could keep someone at home if they want to do that at home. It could diversify an income. It could do a lot of things, right? And how much money do you need to have trading? So this bot experiment I was trading, I moved the HD 2.0 test for like $7,500. And I feel bad. Because the thing got paused because of FTX. So when I got out of that, at profit, of course, I subscribed to a subscription service that does some advanced analytics. They have a newsletter for called Undiscovered cryptos that haven't been listed on exchanges yet, but have been. Anyway, they have a whole team of people doing the research. If you don't know, that's a lot of work. When they say buy this, I usually take, I usually start with like $250, $300 buy, and then I watch what's happening. A lot of times when they say buy, it's already made a movement, so I wait for it to cycle down, and that's when I buy, because I trade. I have that skill, right? So, and usually I'll try to accumulate that now with dollar cost averaging over like a year to build up to $1,000 position in whatever day those announcements. We've had 3 announcements in the year. Anyway, they spent most of last year with no announcements because of the bear market stuff. But they were monitoring development projects. Cool stuff happening in DeFi. There's so much opportunity in crypto. I'm just focusing on expanding, taking my knowledge of trading and applying it to bots. And why am I doing that? Well, a lot of folks, it'd probably be better for them to do bots, complete a mission 1 with bots, which I know takes longer. I know they want to win the lottery. You want to just, I want to go in there. I want to make money on demand, man. I want to do that. And I get it. That was my appeal, but I wasn't ready for it. I want to get you into the markets. Got to get you making those decisions. Got to get you experience that sort of thing. And I have a game using real money in the markets where you get to experience liquidation. If you need to experience, you need to see how your platform handles it. You need to understand it. You need to do it not when you have like $15,000, $30,000, $100,000, $100,000, But if you got, 25 cents backed up by another 50 cents going out there, and maybe you might lose 75 cents, you can handle it as a training cost. So there's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm playing a long game here, as you should. And, can you go from zero to hero, a multimillionaire hard and fast? Yeah, you develop that skill. Absolutely. You had absolutely nothing better to do. If I was a teenager, or if I was a kid, I'd be sneaking out. You know what? If I was a 10-year-old me, if I had a halfway decent cell phone, oh man, I'd probably be a millionaire by the time I was 11 years old because I'd have nothing better to do. I wouldn't even want to go to school. Be using ChatGPT to learn how to do stuff. I'd be learning how to programming my own bots. I'd be using the VPN to sneak on to exchanges where I have access to leverage, and I would just play. It would inspire me to go mow lawns. Because kids can't work, right? I'm in favor of child labor laws, but that doesn't mean they can't start their own business, right? I'm not talking about mommy and daddy making a superstar. I'm talking about kids just going out and just, hey, I'll clean up your dog poop for $20. Where I grew up, we didn't have that. It was more like mowing lawns or raking leaves or whatever. People pay you $5. You spend a couple hours. That was a long time ago, right? But kids that were ambitious would find ways of making money. Kids today do that too. And I've always encouraged that kind of entrepreneurship because you live in America. And I know it ruins them for jobs, but I also tell kids that you got to be willing to work. Right? You want to get ahead in life, you got to be willing to work. Right? And I know there's all these arguments. I don't care about folks choosing not to work. We are abundant enough for people to do that. They're taking a break from life. I think there's a lot of folks out there that need to take a break. David, where are you? David, you need to take a break from life. But I can't. Why? Because I'm on this treadmill. But I've got a way out. I'm working on it. Way out. Almost everyone I know is lost looking for a way out. I found a way out. I found a way out that you can reliably get out. And yeah, you'll have setbacks. Of course you will. Oh, we're starting to take profits now. I've been waiting for this. I was thinking about doing some active trading on this, but what's happened is it popped out, right? We touch 49.29. Oh, no. Okay. I shouldn't say it. XRP has a habit of not quite going there. Like Ethereum or Bitcoin will touch it and retract, right? The XRP will almost get there and then not. Why is my light still not working? Oh, there we go. Now we got balance. I hate my camera setup too. There's some new cameras that I'm thinking there's things I don't like about how I'm streaming. And so I'm going to be looking at some other options. I love the Restream platform, but it doesn't do a good job with blurring the backgrounds, or I'd rather have, I was on a Zoom call yesterday and I could do the background thing instead of just a messy living room scenario. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. All right. Yeah, what are we thinking about? What are moving forward? Well, I am probably going to finish one of the relationship books and put into a training course and make it available for sale on Samcart. Because I can reverse engineer the process that I was about to spend $11,000 to outsource. And I don't want to wait until I can outsource. I still plan on hiring them in the future because I like the program. I like who and what they are doing. And David, that's $11,000. Yeah, I don't have enough time to do all the things that I need to do. You guys haven't gone out and built me up a membership of 33,333 Patreon subscribers. I don't blame you. I'm just saying that hasn't happened in the last week. If it would have happened in the last week and we were all you were doing Q&As and all that other stuff that I was ready to do, I would probably be putting in a 90-day notice to where I work, and I would just transition into doing this full time. And then I would have the money to say, okay, I've got these 12 different training things, and put together a team and hire them out to hammer that out. And of course, the Patreon subscribers would not charge $500 a module for it. I was naive thinking that might kind of happen, but it isn't the first time where I've had a big idea, a big dream, a big vision. It's just well, let's try it. Yeah, but David, you failed. Did I? No, I didn't fail. I've got 10 or 11 days worth of content that I can turn into 3 courses, and some of those courses I can charge about $2,500 for. Yeah, and then When I start doing that, everyone's going to want to be a Patreon member, but I'm not going to make at that time. It's like I'm not going to make that available to Patreon members. The one Patreon member that's there, she's my family. She's always going to have access to anything I do because she believed in me before I was even started doing this stuff. I have a couple people in my life that are like that. I thought about this, and they said, "Yeah, David. I thought, wow, it would be really nice if we had these resources." It's like, it's another $9,000. Okay, we got you covered. And it's like, well, I owe those people to finish these courses, but they have the inside track. I have a private forum where I share my ideas and thoughts. It's not even that I feel like I owe them. It's just like they're my family. They're the kind of people that just want to have around again. My big idea and dream there was to turn them into trainers and stuff. But I have a new idea. I have a consensus organization concept that I created like 24 years ago. It was, we have a problem with fascism in the world where people come into power and then they solidify the power and they want to stay in power, even in democratic type scenarios. And they're even playing with the language. It's kind of weird. Is the point of control really that far below this? It really is. The point of control is I can't remember ever seeing that before, where the point of control and the VWAP is actually below the oil engine ban. Now, there's something to look forward to. I need to look at this. When did this cross over? This crossed over here at 8 in the morning. I was just dead asleep when this happened. If I would have been awake, like you normal folks that aren't working a swing shift, if I would have been awake here, I would have saw this happening and I would have hopped on that ride. Man, I haven't seen anything like that in a long time. All right. So, since if you're watching this, that means you've probably watched it later. You tuned in at the last minute. I'm going to share an idea that I did for futures. Oh, look at this. The trade that I was stuck in made $9.40 of profit, which I have no idea what the ROI is on it. I'll have to look at it. Oh, God, there's more. I can do that during my break at work. It started out at 75x leverage, but because of my process, it is now down at 16.4x. I know. Anything above 10, anything above 6x is considered, really, really danger zone. And it's like it bottomed out at 16.5x. I have a process for that. Most people would have lost money on this trade, right? And I made more money than I would have if that mistake wouldn't have happened. But I'm still in the trade, and I'm up 6.1. No. It's going down a little bit. Is this an Ethereum trade? No. Oh, I'm looking at XRP instead of Ethereum. You can trade multiple assets. All right. So, we're below 1800. So it's like up 70 cents. I must have did 75% of the. I call this staged exit. So what am I doing with this? I'm reacclimating myself to a concept where I would start trading like on Sunday. It's not necessarily a good day to start trading on Saturday. I think this started on Saturday. And then I'll trade the cycles without fully going all the way out. And it builds up realized profit and loss, right? Without exiting the trade. Why? Because you saw what happened with XRP, right? Where it launches, right? Well, let's say Ethereum would have launched up to 2,000 a day, right? I would have had 25% of that trade still in the trade because I never know when that's going to happen. so I never exit out of the trade. But I do know that on Saturdays, right, the last little rally usually starts happening Saturday night about 9 p.m. Pacific time. So somewhere between 9 and 1, I usually will exit the trade after trading all week on an asset. I just gave you another secret. Because if, let's say, something takes off during the week, right? You got this bit. Well, David, you said, time and market, so you want to be in and out. You want to be in and out. Well, yeah. But I also don't mind leaving a little piece in just in case it goes nuts. What if it goes against you? Well, then you're stuck in a trade, or you can choose to take a minor loss. You're in control. It's part of having a strategy and a plan. And I have one that is awesome, that I don't know of anybody else that trades the way I do, except for the people that I've shared these insider tips with. But learning how to do that and being effective with it are two different things, right? And I have a process for learning that I kind of given hints about how that process is, but I've got it really well documented in terms of what to look for in the indicators, all that sort of stuff. And it's transformational knowledge, right? It really is. I don't see myself becoming a YouTube influencer. I'm just simply too boring. At least I am right now. I don't know. Maybe if I tell. But I'm a really good strategist, and I'm a really good trainer, and I'm a good writer. So I think I'm going to live in my strengths. I'm going to keep doing this because you get better with practice, right? That is just 31.35% happened today, this morning. It hit the news at like 20%, and it's gone up another 10%. I'm looking at the, wonder what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this range here. This can be useful. I've just started looking at this. It says strong buy, right? I wouldn't buy right now. Not unless I was doing a hyperactive trade, I wouldn't buy right now. Why? Because there's FOMO happening around here, and yeah, I think it's going to go back up to here. It's going to test that, right? Looks like it's going to. We haven't started. We come over here, the 1 minute, 3 minute, we're going sideways. It looks like it's consolidating. It looks like people are accumulating ready for the next thing, right? Because if we were starting to come back down, we would start seeing this red, like downtrending. It's going sideways. This is what a bull market sort of looks like. Leaps and goes sideways and leap. It looks like a stair step, and it's exciting. We haven't seen this with any kind of consistency in a long time. This is a 1 minute, so if people are they're seeing this, it's losing its momentum. They're going to start selling off their profits if they haven't already. Smart money's already out. Smart money was probably out when it started hitting here. Smart money was getting out, maybe let a little bit rough. That's the weekly. This is the daily. And they're waiting for folks to sell off. And there could be a massive dip that goes all the way down here. There's 3 hours left in this day based on how they run their charting. I don't think it's going to happen. You never know. Crypto is volatile. The people that are, so see over here, it's not such a strong buy. I have to do a little research to see what the time frames are. Does that change when I change the focus? Let me change this to like 1 minute. That doesn't change it at all. I don't know what this is. What the basis is. I need to do a little research. Yeah, these indicators I think are available to Patreon members. You can just click on the link and copy them to your own. I share these. You can probably track them down on TradingView. I made them public. There's no magic with it. The only magical indicators in here are the point of control. Most people don't know what that is. They don't know what it means. They don't know how to use it. And I've yet to find an indicator that does it all, right? They're usually an amalgamation of several different indicators, but it's okay if you charge $100 a month for an indicator. They'll have little fancy little arrows saying buy here, sell here, and depending on the type of market those indicators are designed in, they work like a farm did. But who wants to sit in front of their computer all day trading? I mean, some people like to do that. I mean, you might as well do it, I guess. You have nothing better to do. See how this style is like moving backwards from the strong buy, coming back to neutral, but here's still a strong buy up here. It's the same indicator on the same. I think it's because it's averaging the time frames. So yeah, you should, by the time something gets to here, you should be out of an asset unless you're holding long term. But this is the FOMO. This is fear of missing out. This is enthusiasm. This is all sorts of human emotion you're seeing here, right? And there's nothing wrong with human emotion. You need to learn to exploit it. And I say that in a positive way. Because a lot of folks are going to probably lose money in this. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what I was doing. All right, I got to get ready for my job. I still have one. That's okay. I like my job. It's a job of service, purpose. My shout out to the younger folks is if you don't know what to do with your life, it doesn't matter. Find a trajectory if you can. But even if you don't have a trajectory, just begin. You need to have cash flow to play the game of cash flow. Hard lesson. I was with a bunch of adults 20 years ago or 23 years ago. I was hosting cash flow games in Portland. Not out. You guys have been into this. We were all working, but we didn't have a positive cash flow, so we couldn't really participate in anything. Crypto didn't really exist back then. So trading required, having to to make a difference, you had to at least a couple $1,000s to get started, but better if you had 10 or 20. And, we were looking ways of using other people's money and getting into leverage through real estate. And that is such a dog-eat-dog negative world. The numbers look really, really great, and it's a great way to invest long term, and there's cool things about it, and some folks love it. Like buying, a bank foreclosure, remodeling it, and selling it. The remodeling piece is a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. Can you make a living off it? Yeah, you can. But the point is, it doesn't really matter. If you're just getting started out in life, you need to just get started out in life. My son did something that was interesting, right? He says, he went to a firm. I said, I don't want to go to college, but I want to start working, but I want to make at least $23 an hour, right? And everything else in entry-level jobs are paying around 13, 14, 15 at the time. And my friend says, dude, you got to go, and if you don't want to go to college, you got to go become a journeyman in one of the skill trades or something, join the union, blah, 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 all of that, right? My son just didn't believe it. He just ran the numbers. He went out and found himself a job. He listened. I told him, find a skill. You're not going to go to keep pushing it to go to college, by the way. Just because it's in our world, it's kind of one of those necessary things. Well, a lot of folks cheat and they just buy their degree. Or get certs, right? You learn how to do a variety of different things. You learn how to the first thing you learn how to do is especially hydraulic hoses. So he could probably make $200-$300 an hour in his own truck to go out and fix hoses, commercial transportation and stuff. It's a very highly specialized skill. So he learned how to do that. He was mentored how to do that. It's really dirty work. He didn't like it. He's exposing his skin and stuff to chemicals. Even wearing gloves and stuff. So I suggested fiber optics. So he's every time you hear about a major outage or phone outage, there's a fiber cut. I always wonder if he's the one that's on the dispatch team going out to fix it because he's got that skill. And I think right now he's looking at the possibility of either starting his own company doing that or buying one that he's working for. What? He can't do that. Well, yes, he can. How can he do that? Because, I don't know, a couple years ago, I said, dude, hop in on this training course and learn how to buy business. And he listened to me. Kind of odd for a 23-year-old to listen to his old man, but he did. He's also learned how to trade, right? I've been kind of teasing him with the bots. He still likes, he knows how to do this, but he's a gamer, and and keeping the focused attention is kind of hard for him because he gets really excited when he starts winning. Just goes in for the kill. It's just, he's young, right? And I get it. It's funny. And if you ever run into Sniper Bite in Onward, you want to be on his team. He ends missions in those gaming scenarios because he's just really that good. If there's a zombie apocalypse, I want to be on his team. He probably wants to be on my team because we did some zombie hunting together. And, I saw the horde come in. He just wanted to go out there and just, do it. I did a strategy where we just kind of worked our way through the horde. And older folks do have contributions. Man, his on-point aggression is over the top impressive. Yeah, when the war in Ukraine happened, I started hearing about U.S. citizens going over to help. I tracked him down. I said, I just want to know, are you still in the United States? He said, yeah, Dad. He enjoys the gaming piece, but he doesn't want to actually kill people. So he got that from me too. So I wussified him. No, I didn't. He doesn't see violence as the answer. He can be violent if he needed to be, like any man or woman can. But I'm really, really proud of him. So, but anyway, he's doing well. He's living in Portland all by himself. He doesn't have roommates. He's like 23. And I told him, dude, you're young, have roommates until you're 30 or something. He doesn't always. If he ever tunes into this, he would be laughing his ass off, right? Yeah, Dad. He's rolling his eyes. Yeah, Dad. He's launched. I'm very, very proud of it. He's so young and he's so talented. He can do whatever he wants, like any young person I've ever met. And if you don't think you're talented, the reason why he's talented is because he was willing to go work and learn stuff. He wasn't a savant. At least not anything I could. But you know what? He was willing to learn. He was willing to work. Willingness. If you're just getting started out, be willing. You want to be a superstar? So yeah, keep that as a hobby. Get out there. Contribute. Participate. Don't buy into all this. Oh, you're a wage slave. Blah 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 blah. Don't buy into that. Don't buy into the MLM thing. Hey, just 2 to 5 years and you'll be free. Well, most people don't know what to do with their freedom. If you got a skill or you have the capacity to become a doctor or a psychiatrist or a lawyer or an electrician, or whatever it is, or a manager, a good manager where you're not an asshole, where you're actually developing your crew or new people. All these are talents that make our world function in a better place. You'll never be ashamed of that. You'll never be in this place where you hate it. Now, would I work if let's say I won the big lottery tomorrow? Would I keep my job? Probably not. Well, why is that? Well, the reason why I wouldn't is I would free up a good job for someone who needs it, that no longer needs a job. What would I do now? I would probably go out and buy businesses and then start creating things. It's called stewardship. You wouldn't buy a company and then fire everybody? No, I would. If I took over a company and it had more employees than the company needed, I wouldn't lay them off. I would get those companies together and let's grow the company. The way I see wealthy people making decisions is not honorable. It breaks the social contract of what business people are supposed to be doing, right? And I think we should rewrite the laws. Profits to stockholders shouldn't be your only mission. And by the way, if your CEO makes over $600,000 a year, you're overpaying an employee, and that money's coming out of the stockholders. There's something wrong with that. Just saying, it's my opinion. Nothing wrong with CEOs. They usually get things done, which is around raising money. They have a Rolodex. they get that Rolodex where they went to school. The old adage is who you know, there's a big piece of that in reality. Oh, we're dumping now. You see this? See the red? It's all green when we started. People are taking profit. All right, we've come down quite a bit. We've come down 4%. The short folks are making money. We're waterfall. This is a 1-minute waterfall. Look at it happening down here. Now this, as a trader who works swing shift, this is the kind of thing I'm looking for. How far is it going to go? Remember I was saying I wouldn't get in? That's why. A lot of folks are reading this thing. Buy now. They listen to the technical indicators, right? And they bought now. We're already down. Oh, we're falling 26%. We spike down. Is it going to 5 seconds? See if it spikes down. 1, 0, boom, spike down. Pushing down. This is the 1 minute. So this is going to go on a while. What would be really cool is if there's a massive coordination of things that trip these bots, or does a massive spike down, like a 30-40% spike down, my bot gets activated. David would be a happy camper because we might complete mission 1 by tomorrow. I don't know. Nobody. That's the kind of stuff that makes me excited. Love it. I was waiting for this. This might be a good time to start a bot because it didn't quite reach 50. I think it's going to come down further. It's going to meander down. Okay, point of control. It's probably going to meander down to this point of control right here. Where is that? 42. That's still pretty high. Probably dip below that. I would anticipate a dip to 41 or 40. Psychological barrier right now, the floor of this is 40 cents. It was a ceiling, right, before it broke through. Now it's the floor, kind of how the market works. Kind of real basic stuff. Everyone knows that. I make my decisions in the bot based on the hourly. So what am I looking at here? I would be expecting this. Wow, it dipped down to 34 cents. Most likely to come down to the middle Bollinger Band on the 1 hour. Yeah, 40 cents. It's going to test 40 cents sometime, probably next 24 hours. I have to rethink whether or not I want to set a bot up for that. I have some ideas. So I was mentally preparing for this bull run because if it never dips, then my strategy doesn't work anymore, right? My strategy right now works for when it's going sideways. So it's dipping right now, though. A little dip. But I have, if I was doing active trading with bots, using it as a strategy, I'd be going up to 10x. But then I would wait. I would wait for this to really start taking off. All right. And yep, it's time for me to go, everybody. So, actually, I kind of got used to that music playing in the background. I could see myself doing a slow groove in the middle of the night, just talking like on a podcast. Maybe I should try podcasting. I don't have to worry about the video stuff. DDTC and POTU After Hours Trading. Where are you this evening at midnight? Review the markets. I could get into that. I got a voice for that. I could even fine tune this. Right? A lot of times you want to have a deeper podcasting voice, right? What you don't know is the technology allows you to deepen your voice and all sorts of stuff. Oh, I can control that. I had that loop through the microphone. So I could maximize the sound here. Or maybe that's just. Wait a second. I think I'm monitoring the outstream. All right, everybody. An hour. It's okay. I didn't have to do my call. Everyone have a great rest of your day or whatever you tune into this. Most people probably won't. No one will probably ever watch this ever. But I had fun and I got some more practice. Everyone have a great night.